Okay, so this is Christian app, right? And it's a service marketplace. Now, it has only one feature: connect providers and clients. So it's basically a marketplace. You go in, you see a bunch of providers, you check on the type, and then you see a list of providers, and then you check on the provider, and then you can send a message to the provider, right? If you are a provider, you can register, and then you can enter your profile information, your picture, your services, and you will be listed in that marketplace, right?
It's like a lot of features, though.
No, it's just
Just one feature.
just one feature: connect providers and client. That's what we're doing, right? Now the user stories to be able to implement that are this. As a provider, I can register my services. So I register as a provider, and I can see a form where I can enter my information, upload a picture, etc., etc. Okay, that's all. As a client, I can see all available services, and this is the mockup for that page, right? I enter as a client, and I can see all the available services. Oh, we have electricians, we have plumbers, we have carpenters, mechanics. Albañil. What is albañil in Spanish? In English?
I don't know.
Constructor, I don't know, whatever.
Constructor? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Handyman, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Plumber is albañil. Okay, well, you get the idea. It's a construct, yeah, it's a handyman.
No.
But you see the mockup, right? That's the mockup for the, I can see all available services. As a client, I can see all the available services. What I want to do is follow up on that particular mockup and that particular user story. So for that particular user story, as a client, I can see all available services. The way Christian envisioned that page is this. I will see just a page, but I will see all the available types, right? Now, how do we model that data on that page, right? We need to first set what will be the page. Maybe we say, okay, the page will be /services. So in my application, there will be a URL, a path called /services, where I will see this page over here. And that page will have all the available services in my marketplace, okay? Now, that's the page, that's the route. We have the route, we have the mockup. Of course, it's not a final design, it's just how it should look like. And now we need the data that will come out from that mockup, so data. For the data, I need to model what is that data that I will get from the database that will power that page, right? In this case, it's only showing what service types, correct?
Yeah.
So I should have something in my database that is essentially that, service type. So I will create a table called services, right? And that, maybe let's make it more explicit, service types, right? Service types. By the way, I don't remember telling you, but in SQL, the database names should be similar to what we use in JavaScript, like only use lowercase, probably underscore. So
Yeah.
keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't use uppercase letters. It's better to have all lowercase. And if you want to separate words, use the underscore, right? Like this, service type. So this is my table name. Now, what are the fields that I want to add? Of course, the ID, because all tables will have an ID. Now you have a name for the service type, right? A description. What else? Sorry? A what? A preview.
He's saying review.
Review las estrellitas.
No, but this is not.
That's gonna be somewhere else.
That's something else.
Ah, okay.
This is the page,
Oh,
right?
yeah, I got it.
Just electrician.
I think that's it.
That's it, exactly. There's not much No more.
And maybe, I don't, is that are those squares images or is that?
It could be an image.
So you could have an image ID, but if not, it's just.
Actually, yeah, image.
Yeah, a thumbnail.
Yeah, thumbnail. That's a good idea.
¿Qué idea?
Yeah, no, the
Ya,
image
ya,
that
¿qué
goes.
idea? No, no, aquí no, aquí.
No, this is service type. It's for
yeah,
this
yeah,
page,
yeah.
right? So every service type, electrician, you will see some electrician, making a mess in your
Yeah,
house,
yeah.
and then the plumber.
Yeah,
that's what
también.
that's what I'm saying, and that's the image,
Yeah.
right?
Plumber is a foot crack.
But now I have. Notice this. Now I model what's the page / service, and now I model also the database. So I can go to my super. So once I do this for every page, let's do another one. Okay, this is the user story for. Well, let's do this.
Yeah.
So once I select one of these, actually,
Electricista.
let's make this
Arriba.
here. Oops. Okay, so once I select the service type, let's say electricians, I will go to a page that have all the electricians, right? Now, what is this page route? Yeah, I'm talking about the services
Services.
/
Electricista.
ID.
Why couldn't you take it to a different page completely?
Sorry?
You couldn't take them to a different, redirect to a different page instead of.
Yeah, it
Oh,
could
never
be.
mind, that is clear.
But it's fine because it's services. / services is all services. / service and / the ID of the service, because every service has an ID.
Yeah.
Then I will go specifically to the page that only have that ID, right?
Yes.
Cool. So what is the data that I'm getting from that page?
All the providers.
All the providers, exactly. So this is my table, providers. And what information do I want to store? Yeah, that page, yeah. So from this page, I got providers, right? That's what powers that page. Now I have, for every provider, I have an ID, I have
Image.
the name, I have an image, I have services, service
Description.
type, because that's the foreign key to the service type that provider provides. Description, probably an address, or maybe
No,
let's make it simple. Let's make
Yeah.
it
Las estrellitas, ¿cómo se llama?
phone.
No,
Email.
pero el nombre se iría aquí en este, no en este. Es como la.
Wait. So you are wait. So that's all the information you need for that provider. All the information they're going to store for the provider, even if you don't show it on the page.
Oh, I
But
got
you
it,
need to
yeah.
store it, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
how?
yeah.
So image, service type, description, phone, email, rating.
Exacto.
You want to
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
a rating. What else? What else do we have here? That's it. That's it for now. I mean, that's pretty
Yeah, perfect.
okay. So that's the data providers that powers.
Social media.
Oh, by the way, you will have a user ID as well.
Social media.
Yeah, Twitter, Instagram. It's a lot of plumbers with Instagram right now, right?
Oh, you have.
TikTok. Or
That's how everyone's.
is the first. No?
If you get a plumber that puts like a tripod in your bathroom and start doing TikToks, I would just get out of my house. Get out of my house. Okay, let's leave it there. I mean, you get the idea, right? You got. Cool. Okay, so but now you get the idea. It's like basically setting what's the data that you need for that particular page. Where is the page going to live, and what's the page what is the page data, right? Because when you, let's say I'm only creating these two. By the way, the one for this page has the same data as the previous page. So you don't have to create the data. It's the same providers. It's the same providers table. So you are identifying what are the tables that you have to create in your database, correct? Now, once I start, so the last step is implementation, right? This is the modeling part. So modeling the pages and the data. So you have mockup, you have the page that you're going to create it, and you have the data. When you start implementing, you go backwards, right? When I say go from bottom to top, basically you start implementing the data first, right? You start implementing, you start implementing the tables. So you go to your Supabase. If I want to implement the service types, okay, if I want to implement that page, I will go to my Supabase. I will say, okay, create a new table, and I will call it service types with the, with the types that I created. Say name, and it's text, and description. It's also text, right? Let me see what else. And an image. Image, I think there is several ways to connect to images here. Right now I'm not sure if you can do UUID and connect to a foreign key. Wait, how you connect to, oh, you can connect with a foreign key here on the storage, objects, image to ID. So this is basically a way to link any row to an image that you upload, right? I will say this, and by the way, it should be image ID, right? So I save create my table. Oh, I changed the name after. Card. Let me create again. Service types. I made a mistake with the foreign key. So name, text, description. It's also text. And image ID is a UUID. And foreign key to storage, objects, and from image UUID to ID. There you go. Okay. That reference, the image ID to the storage images table, allows me to store images here, right? So I can create a bucket and say this is my types or my service types. Say it's a public bucket. That means everybody can read the images. And I can load an image here and then connect it to the, right? Okay. Now, in my table editor, I can go to service types and create my services, right? I can say, okay, the first service is electricians. Description, you know what we do. And in the image ID, you can select the image, right? Of course, we don't have any images now, so nothing will happen here. But you get the point. You can start adding your own records for that. Okay, cool. So basically, that's what you start implementing your tables, right? That's the first step. Database. Notice that the steps are database, pages. So you go to your project, you go to the pages folder, you create the new page. What's the new page? /services. So services, ESX, or you create a folder services. Remember in Next.js you have two ways to create a path, right? If I want to create the services route or path, I have two ways to do this. I can create a file called services.jsx inside the pages folder, so source pages, or I can create a services folder, and then inside that services folder create the index.jsx file inside. I think the second one is the preferred way to do it, and it's basically because when I'm implementing the other page, I can then create it like this: source pages services service ID /index.jsx, right? So those are the pages that you need, the files that you need to create, and each one of those files will map to the thing. And then in every one of these pages, you know what data you need to query, right? In the services page, you have to query all the services.
Ya,
In the services indexed by the service ID, so in this one is all the electricians, you have to get all the providers where the service ID or the service type match that type, right? That's the idea. Questions?
Yeah, I got it.
You got it? Cool. So let me stop this recording.